right, welcome to One Nation of Sports Soccer Magazine Extra. I'm your host, Kirk DeMars, and we've got a great program for you tonight. I'm excited to bring this individual on here. It's not too often that we get to reach out to former student athletes right here in mid-Missouri, and they are now in college, and that's the case with tonight's guest, and I'm excited to bring her on here. Um, Guys, if you don't know about what it takes when somebody is working hard to be able to achieve and accomplish their goals, this is what you're going to hear about tonight. And so, with that, I'm excited to bring on our guest. She is the former Blair Oaks Falcon and current Evangel Valor softball player, Julie Braun. And Julie, welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we're happy to have you on here tonight. So, why don't you tell us a little bit about what's been going on down there in Evangel?
Oh yeah, so we've done a lot of practices and stuff, and we've done a lot of conditioning, and then like obviously we have classes, and not only that, but we've been doing a lot of community things. So like when I first came here, we did a launch week, and it was basically like a lot of chapel, and we got to do like a lot of fun bonding things with just people around the campus, and then we did like a lot of floor dinners and really got to know people. And then for softball, we did a lot of bonding nights. So it's definitely been fun meeting new people and stuff. So,
Yeah, I am sure that there's a whole bunch of people that you've got all their names memorized by now. I'm sure you got all that.
I tried, but I don't know if I succeeded.
Yeah. So I see you've got a jersey on, right?
Oh, yeah, always repping.
All right. That's good. That's awesome. Cool colors. And by the way, we had that logo up there. I love the Valor. Dude, can you tell everybody a little bit about what Valor, as far as the mascot, what that means?
Yeah, so our mascot is obviously a Valor. It's a horse, but a lot of like what our mascot means to us, we kind of go by like soul. And so it's like being selfless, having ownership, unity, and then having like a larger purpose. So like that's what we kind of take by like what a Valor is, and just being strong and united as one.
Very good. You've been playing softball for a while now, right?
Yep, very long time.
When did you get started playing?
Um, I started t-ball when I was like 5 or 6, I think. I played rec league for a lot of my life. I didn't really start competitive ball until like seventh grade, I
Hmm.
think it was. So I was kind of like late to the game. A lot of my friends played competitive ball for like years before I ever did. And so my sister actually played competitive ball for a really long time, and then she quit, and I was actually on the verge of like quitting my earlier years, and then I didn't, and I got on a team. I played for Wanted, and so I started in like seventh grade, and then I moved with that coach with Crush, and I had been with them ever since.
Hmm.
So it had really just been like from my sister and things like that. So
Yeah. Well, what have you enjoyed about playing softball at the collegiate level right now? What's been different about that?
Oh, honestly, everything. Definitely like the competition. It's obviously going to be harder. You're playing people who have been working their whole lives for this moment. And not only that, but like the team atmosphere. So they're definitely like everyone wants to be there because they worked so hard for it. And so it's just like more, I feel like live, and definitely more real too, because everyone is like always cheering everyone on, and like you're always like wanting the best for everyone. And so like it's 100% like always great vibes, and everyone's always cheering, and it's just so cool and so nice to have.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Um, so what I want to know, and I'm sure everybody else is going to want to know, what made you decide? What was the recruiting process about going to Evangel? How did all that come about, and what brought you to decide to go there?
Yeah, so my sophomore year of high school, I didn't really know if I wanted to play in college, and then I like really sat down and was like, you know what, like this is something like I've worked my whole life for, and I don't really want to stop after high school. It had been my life for so long. And so I actually like sat down at the table, and I talked to like some people who had been recruited, and I had talked to them about like how they went about it and stuff like that. And so I sent out emails to a ton of colleges that had like kind of what I was looking for in like majors and like team atmosphere and things like that. And I started like attending college games and being like, okay, like I could see myself here. So I sent out emails, and then I got on Field Level. It was like a really big like recruiting site that a lot of different colleges use, and I got on that. And then so like my junior year, I started like touring the colleges that were reaching out to me and things like that. And so I like went up to Illinois, went to a Kansas one, and I went to a lot of camps. And then I came to Evangel's camp, and I was like, this like feels a lot different than every other place I've visited. And so I went to their softball camp, and it was completely different because it wasn't like just the coaches there like some camps were. It was a lot of the players. And you could tell like how the coaches were with their players because like it was so like one on one and just like how great they were with them. And so I went to the camp and I was like, wow, like this is definitely a really great place, like something I grew up with. My travel ball had been like a lot of it.
Hmm.
And so then I went to another camp, and my whole travel ball actually came. And so like we got to play like some of their like teams they put together for recruits and things like that. And then I came to an overnight preview here, and I fell in love with the place, and I was like,
Hmm.
this is like exactly where I need to be. Like God called me here. Like everything's going to work out and things like that. And so it was just like so amazing to be here and to like see the campus was amazing. And then like after I attended like a chapel service, it like became so real to me, like there was no other option to go anywhere else, like this is where I wanted to be and stuff like that. So
Yeah. Well, you shared a little bit of that with me before the program started, and just kind of from the background that you came from as far as religion, and then going to Evangel was a little bit of a culture shock. But I like the story that you shared about your grandma, if you want to share that a little bit.
yeah, so I actually grew up Catholic. I had been Catholic my whole life and stuff like that. And then I came to Evangel and went to their chapel. And my grandma actually came with me, and it was like, whoa, like this is completely different. And then when we were like on the drive home, I was like talking to her about it and stuff. And she was like, it's crazy because I felt the presence of God there like so much. And I was like, I was thinking like the same thing. And I was like, when I was younger, I feel like I didn't learn everything I wanted to about like God and Jesus and my faith and stuff like that. And she is a very Catholic woman. And so she was kind of hesitant about it. And then she was like, like, I feel like this is where you can grow your faith like the most, and like where you can really like gain that relationship and stuff like that. And so like just hearing her say that meant so much to me because she like holds such a special place in my heart. And so it was just like a relief to know that she was 100% on board with me. And just being here these past couple of weeks, it has like shown so much that I feel like I'm just so much closer to God in every way. So
Well, that's very, very cool, and it's very good to have the approval of grandma. I can just say that
yeah.
right now. That is great. So what are you studying at school? I mean, what are you looking at as far as a possible career after you've gone through your education process?
Yeah, so I'm currently in chemistry, and applied math is the route I'm looking at. If that goes, we'll see because I've heard OChem is very hard, but I'm hoping I'll stay in the chemistry route and then eventually like become like a chemical engineer. But if that like doesn't happen, I feel like God has a path for me. He'll lead me on it. But it's been going really well so far. So fingers crossed I stay in chemistry because I really like it and I love my professors and everything. So
Well, I am sure they will love to hear that you love them, so that's good. It's always good to have those bonus points or brownie
yeah,
points, whatever you want to call them, with professors. That's great. What are some of the important things that you have to focus on every day as a student and as an athlete?
Definitely time management, 100%. I feel like I definitely catch myself being like on my phone a lot because, I'm a teenager and I want to connect with my friends from back home and stuff like that. And so just being like, okay, you got to focus, you got to put it down, and you need to do your homework. because like I have a lot of classes like every day. And then like I go to straight to practice most of the days. So like I feel like I don't even have time to like do my homework until about 6:37. And so not only that, we have weights at like 7 in the morning. So I need to like get my homework done in a timely fashion to get enough rest so I can like be at my best the next day. And so my time management has gotten better, but it's still not where it probably should be. But not only that, but like trying to find time for friends, because it is so important to have friends, because like they're your support system, they're everything. And so trying to like balance like the homework, the softball, the classes, and the friends. Yeah, my time management probably could be better.
Yeah. Well,
But
I will have to tell you, I just saw I saw the thumb go up just a minute ago about the time management. So I'm just assuming, this is just me guessing, that's possibly one of your parents. It might have been somebody along that line. And with that, I also want to encourage anybody that's watching, feel free to make any comments, or if you want to ask questions on here as well, we can pull those up and just share those with the audience as well. So you're doing an outstanding job, Julie, and
thank
it's
you.
been good to get to know you a little bit more. We've got just a couple more questions, and then we'll take a quick break, and we'll come back for the second half. And at the very end, I didn't put this on your sheet that I sent you. We will have some speed round questions, which will
Okay.
real brief, short, fun answers. Nothing, no high pressure. This hasn't been pressure so far, right?
No, I'm feeling good.
Okay, good. That's what we wanted. That's what we wanted. All right. Why don't you talk a little bit about the positions you're playing at Evangel on the softball team and how you're contributing right now as far as being a freshman?
Yeah, so I got brought on as like a catcher, and I play like a little bit of outfield, and so like I get some catching time in games, and I practice outfield a lot, but like I've never done it in a game quite yet. But I feel like when they recruited, they didn't look just for like your skill level, although that was like a big part of it, but like they looked for your energy, and like once again like your faith in God and stuff like that. They wanted to like create a team that was always like looking to make each other better, not being like I want to put you down so I can take your position. Nothing like that. And so like I feel like my role like on the team is not like just a position or something like that. It's like as a person, like to bring the energy to make like others build themselves up, not cuz like I would obviously want someone to build me up if I'm having a bad day. So like that's my role on the team too, is to do that to someone else, because it's just what God would want us to do, and it is just amazing to be a part of. And so like you want to be a part of that and stuff. So
Well, that is good, and that is great leadership skills right there. So we'll get into that a little bit more in the next segment. But again, like I said, you're doing an outstanding job, and looking forward to finding out some more. And we will take a short sponsor break, and we'll be right back.
Business Services has been connecting employees with employers since 1977. Recently, CNS rebranded to CNS Employment Solutions to more clearly define their mission of serving the needs of applicants, employees, and businesses while remaining current and evolving with the changes in the workforce. One important thing has not changed. CNS Employment Solutions partners with a wide variety of employers, placing employees in jobs that match their skills and needs.
Say yes to CNS.
All right, CNS Employment Solutions, they are the sponsor of One Nation, a Sports Locker Magazine Extra, as well as they are an advertiser in Sports Locker Magazine. Speaking of Sports Locker Magazine, we just had come out here not long ago, the September-October edition of One Nation, Sports Locker Magazine. I'm sorry. We just had that come out. Um, we've got on the front cover, and you see he's on the green screen. His green jersey doesn't show up real well, but that's Brady Kerperin. He's on the cover from Blair Oaks, and it's kind of ironic that we have a former Blair Oaks Falcon on the program tonight with our friend right now, Julie Braun, and we'll get back to her in a moment. But I also want to bring up the coach of the issue that we have is right here, and it is Coach Brett Skinner from Capital City High School. And we've got Big Whiskies as the sponsor for our coach of the issue, we just always want to give a shout out to coaches. I'm going to want to ask Julie that here in just a moment about some of the influences that she's had as far as coaching, and we'll find out a little bit more there on that. But we just really appreciate all of our coaches, and we appreciate Big Whiskies for sponsoring them. So, all right, enough of me. Let's get back to having Julie on here. Julie, uh, how important has it been for you to have good coaches?
Very important. It's just great to have someone who wants to see you get better and wants to see you reach your dreams and your goals. And so, like, my travel coaches were a big part of that. And they always would stay after and do like extra reps, or they would come early and help you, even though they have jobs and like they have kids and stuff like that. They always wanted to see you get better. So, it was just amazing to have such a support system by them.
It is very important because you've got to be able to have those people that will tell you the tough things as well as being able to encourage and lift you up when during good and bad times. So I'm sure that they've really poured into you with that. Um, Talk about that work that you've put into softball. I know that you've been somebody that's been very motivated and has keeping pressing onwards towards your goals, and that's why you're playing college softball today. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that hard work that you put in to get where you are today?
Yeah, so um, you always like have that one person who's going to tell you like, like you're not 100% going to be able to do it, or like they don't have as much faith in you as you wish they would. But for that one person, there's like that 10 people who believe that like yeah, you can do it, and they want to see you do it. They don't want to just like say you can. They want to be behind you the whole time. And so for me, like, I had that support system, and like my fellow teammates were always wanting to make me better and were wanting to hold me accountable and things like that. And so I had a love for the game and I didn't want to stop. And
Mhm.
so that kept me motivated even whenever someone was just like, yeah, I don't know if college is your thing, or I don't know if like your skill level is there, like where you need to be to play there and things like that. But having those people who were like, no, you can do it. Like, that's an easy goal for you to reach. Like, you just got to put in the work. And so just having them believe in me was so amazing, so kind of them, because I definitely would not be where I am if I didn't have those people holding me accountable and pushing me and just being like, okay, one more rep. Like, you can do one more rep. Like, let's make the best of it and things like that. So it definitely kept me motivated, and I wanted to make those people proud. I wanted to prove the people who didn't think that I could, I wanted to prove them wrong.
Yeah,
And so it was just it's a great feeling to do, and to make like everyone proud who knew that I could do it and wanted to help me do it and things like that. So
yeah. Are you having fun?
I am 100%.
Yeah, that's the most important thing. So,
Yes.
very, very well done. Great job. Um, so, what did you, not just sports, but what did you enjoy the most about being in high school at Blair Oaks and playing sports there, but other things as well? What did you enjoy the most?
I loved homecoming week. It was probably my favorite week. I loved Powder Puff. I loved playing in it. That was probably my favorite time of the year. Not only that, but watching it, because I got to watch my sister's grade, so I watched like a lot of her friends play, and just like seeing the competitiveness like come out of all of us is so funny and so crazy. And some of the things that happen on the field are just very, very crazy. Things you would not expect from a flag football game. But with like the sports wise, I feel like it's definitely like the athletes and the expectations, because like getting to play with such great athletes is crazy, because when you play at Blair Oaks for softball, you're expected to win conference championships,
Mhm.
you're expected districts, and you're expected to be in the final four. And so having that expectation is crazy. And it's so amazing to go to a place where that's expected of you, because a lot of places don't get that. And so having these athletes and you trying to work towards these expectations is amazing. So it's just, I've loved being a Falcon my whole life, and it's awesome.
That's good. What position did you play in flag football, powder puff?
I was D line. Yeah.
Oh, Yep. You put the pressure on the quarterback. Yep.
Yeah, I got taken down a couple times too.
All right. So you said the Powder Puff, that the football game was a highlight, but what is probably, let's beyond that, what's been your favorite moment as a Falcon?
That's so hard. Um, Gosh, I can't even think because I don't know. I don't know. This is a hard question. Probably, hmm. I don't know. The new high school, like going to the games in the new high school was always really fun and
Uh-huh.
really cool to experience, especially like my junior year since it was the first year. So like
Hmm.
going to the volleyball games and the basketball games,
Yeah.
that was always awesome. And like the football games, they were pretty cool. But I really liked the volleyball games and not only that, but like all the different themes that we
Yeah.
got to do. That was always cool. But
Well, good, because actually I was going to ask you about what did you enjoy being able to, those last few years, be able to attend the new high school. So you obviously were a part of the old high school and then went to the new one. So yeah, see,
yep.
you answered that before me even asking it. So great job. You're ahead of the game. Uh, we want to ask now a very important question. Why don't you talk about the people that have poured into you and making you the person that you are today?
Definitely my mom. She was my biggest supporter my whole life. And when I was in like sixth grade, I wanted to quit and I was just in rec league. And I was like, I hate the game. Like, I don't want to do this. And she told me, I will never force you to play a sport. And so for her to just like sit down and be like, okay, like this is, you actually want to quit. And I just thought about it. And she helped me think about the decision. I was like, I don't want to quit actually. And so for her to just like be able to be like, I'm giving up my time to help you and things like that. And not only that, but like she practiced with me whenever I needed it. And she was always gamed to go to the cages. It may have taken a little bit of persuading, but in the end, she would always go. And she would throw blocks to me, even in the snow. And she would attend every single game. I think she maybe missed one game throughout my whole career. And to me, that's crazy. Like, even when my sister was really busy and stuff, she always made it work. And then not only that, but like my travel coaches,
Hmm.
they were everything to me. I had the same travel coaches for I think 4 or 5 years.
Hmm.
And so to keep a team together that long is crazy because there, especially with girls, a lot of trauma can happen. But for them
No,
to
come on. No, that doesn't happen.
never, but for them to like definitely keep their cool also with all of us because there was sometimes drama, but they always like looked at us as people, not just like athletes. Like they wanted us to become better people too. And so I feel like they helped me not only become the player I am today, but definitely the person I am today because they spent so much time with us and influenced so much of our lives.
Mhm.
And not only them, but like my teammates, because I've had the same travel team since I was like probably in eighth grade. And I
Mhm.
think maybe two, three people changed. And so we spent a lot of time together. And like when we would go to tournaments and hotels, like we would always be in one room. I feel like we were never like split up.
Mhm.
And so um, they, it was just great to be in like a community like that. And not only that, but like we all wanted to play, but we all wanted to be there to pick each other up. And so I feel like some of my best friends like came from that team, and so they made me the better player, they made me the better person and things like that. And not only that, but like on Blair Oaks ball I made a ton of my good friends there. And I talked to a lot of like younger and older classmates I would have never talked to if I didn't play softball. And so just like all of them, they wanted to watch me get better, they wanted to see me play at the collegiate level. And so it's just awesome to know that like I come from a community like that. So
Mhm. All right. So now I'm going to ask this question. Wasn't on your list of questions, but you talked a little bit, and I just get more and more of a sense of this. So you are somebody that is an encourager, right? You encourage other people,
I try my
and
best.
yeah. So While you're trying to, keep yourself motivated, um, why do you feel it's so important to try to encourage and lift other people up?
Um, I feel like the main reason is because like sometimes people don't have that from other people. And so if I didn't have it, I wouldn't be where I am today. And it takes one person to just tell you like you can do it. Like nothing's stopping in your way. Like the people who tell you you can't, like they don't really know like what they're talking about with you. Like you have so much potential and things like that. And so if I wouldn't have heard it, I would have quit. And I
Mhm.
would have like given up on something I loved and something I wanted to do for my whole college career. And so I just feel like trying to be like that one person for the people who think that they can't
Mhm.
is just something I am glad I had.
Mhm.
And I just want like everyone to kind of have that. So
So, have you been able to do that a little bit at Evangel?
a little bit, but I feel like we all are just kind of like we're all very encouraging already and we're all very upbeat. And so, I mean, there are times where people like get down on themselves and it's like, let's like get one more rep. Or like, especially with catching, whenever we like throw bullpens with a pitcher or something and like their drop ball isn't working. Like, okay, let's maybe go to your like curveball and we'll come back to the drop ball. And then like if that drop ball like still isn't working, like you just go up to them and you talk to them and just be like, hey, like you've pitched this pitch 1,000 times. Like you know exactly what you're doing. Don't stress it and like just encouraging and things like that. And so definitely like in the catching aspect, I've had multiple opportunities to do that. But I feel like not only that, but like they pick us catchers up. Like you miss a block, like it's okay. Like you have 150,000 more coming towards you. Like you'll be fine and things like that. So it's great to know that they're there, but it's great to be there for them.
That's awesome. And, there's somebody that is come on here, Cheryl Morgan. You know Cheryl?
I'm not 100% sure.
All right.
It
So,
sounds familiar. It sounds really familiar. I think I'm a very face person.
all right. No problem. Cheryl, thank you for joining us. And if you have any questions or comments that you want to give for Julie, that would be great. While we're waiting on that, and any other comments that might be coming in, I want to just ask you, what are your goals this year as a freshman and in your career at Evangel?
Well, I mean, definitely as a freshman is like everyone wants playing time. So, I mean, definitely that would be one of them. But also, a goal for mine is not to be focused on that, is to learn, to gain knowledge from the older players because, like, they've played at the collegiate level. They know exactly what they're doing and things like that. And just being coachable because I feel like that's such a big thing. And, like, that's when you learn the most. And so, I don't want to just, like, be an athlete. Like I want to be like an overall person, an overall player, and things like that. And so I feel like that's definitely a goal of mine is to be coachable and to learn from the older girls because I want to gain knowledge from them because they know what they're doing and things like that. And then not only that, but like especially at Evangel, like my big thing is to grow my faith. That's like the main reason I came here was to grow my relationship with God because when I was younger, I definitely had like kind of a rocky path with Him. And so I came here because I wanted to smooth it out and I wanted to know Him better and things like that. So,
That's great. And having that attitude and that heart, he will reveal himself to you more and more each and every day. So that's amazing. What have been some of your biggest challenges so far as attending college? I know you talked a little bit about time management, but what are some other things?
yeah, definitely the classes. I feel like um, they're much harder, much harder. Um, but I think I've been doing pretty well with like studying. Also, studying habits. I never had them in high school. I could get by with cramming 5 minutes before the test and be perfectly fine. Now I did that and that did not end well for me. So I've definitely struggled with my studying habits. And then not only that, but like just honestly wanting to like wake up every single day to go to these things because when you're in college, like if you don't show up, it's not that big of a deal. Like they don't really care. And so just like getting myself up, like they want to see you do well. So they want you to show up, but like if you don't show up, that's on you. And so I love my sleep. So definitely trying to get up in the morning.
You know what? That's okay. We've got our five grandkids from Colorado here right now, and each one of them has a different personality, and you can tell the ones that really like to sleep and the other ones that would be up at the crack of dawn. So it's a big variety, and I completely understand that. What's been your favorite moment as a college freshman? What's been your favorite moment so far?
um, I would say meeting all the new people. I feel like I don't know, I'm kind of an extrovert, kind of an introvert, it kind of depends. And so meeting a lot of new people, it made me like go like out of my shell a lot more. So like when we had launch week, we had this huge like game on the quad and you just met like completely new people. Like that was the purpose of it. And so like meeting them was crazy. And also meeting people from all different areas of the world. Like I did not think people from like I made a friend from Brazil. Like, I did not think someone from Brazil would know about Evangel. And so that's crazy. And so you learn about them, you learn about their culture, you learn about their lives and things like that. And so that's definitely been my favorite part for sure. Because, I mean, I had never talked to someone from Brazil before, or like one of my professors is from Indonesia. Like, that's crazy. And he came to America to like get his education and he loves it here. And for me to think to move that far from my family, I don't think I could do it.
Yeah.
And so it's just really cool meeting all these people with all different backgrounds. So,
Very good. I'm going to share a comment with you here from Devin Frank. Devin said, "Thankful to see your faith and success. How would you encourage a young person who has not yet been through the adversity you have, drawing off of your mother and other supporters, how best to push forward past obstacles to achieve full potential?" So, how would you encourage somebody to basically push through the same things that you dealt with?
um, just remember your dreams. Like when you were a little kid, like those dreams are still important to you. They don't just go away. Like they were dreams for a reason. And so you want to reach them. That's why you had them in the first place. And so you can 100% do it. If you can dream it, you can do it easily through a support system. Honestly, if you have faith in God and you ask Him for like guidance and His leadership, He's going to guide you exactly where you need to be. And He's going to help you get exactly where you need to be. And it may not be the exact path that you want to go down, but if it's a dream, it's there for a reason. And your support system or God or your faith will get you there. And you just need to believe in yourself. And it can get really, really hard sometimes because some people don't. And then you start to believe them. But you just need to realize, like, in the end, you are your own person. No one's thoughts are yours. They're yours for a reason. And your dreams are yours for a reason. So you can reach them.
Outstanding. Very good answer. And Devin has a young son and he's got a brand new baby daughter. So I'm sure he will be able to relay that information onto them as they are age appropriate. So outstanding. Okay, we have finished with the regular stuff. Now we're going to get to just a couple of speed round questions, and
Yeah.
it's going to be very simple. But what is your this is in honor of my son-in-law. He loves this question. What is your favorite go-to snack or meal after a game?
Hmm. Oh, jeez. I love Cheez Its. Those are so good.
Cheez-Its.
And they just hit so much different after a game. Like, yeah. And like
Anything?
a little bit the extra toasted ones,
Okay.
that's where the money's at.
Okay. That's it. Just making a little shout out to anybody that wants to have a good friendship with Julie. Cheez-Its. That's the answer right there.
The way to my heart.
All right. Very good. If you were to describe yourself, now let's just see. If you were to describe yourself as a superhero, which one would you most likely resemble?
If I'm being honest, I don't know a lot about superheroes,
That's
but
okay.
I would want to be Wonder Woman. She has the cutest little outfit, in my opinion,
Okay.
and she's also just really cool. And she just she seems like a rock star.
Okay. That's a good answer. Very good answer. That you can't go wrong with that one. Any place in the world that you would like to visit or go to, where would that be?
I have thought about this a lot because my mom always asks like new places I want to go, but I really want to go to Colorado. I want to go to the mountains. I want to go skiing. I want to
Ooh,
stay in little like cottages. That's a dream of mine. But
okay. Well, here's the deal. My daughter and my son-in-law and grandkids, they live in Montrose, Colorado. They live on the other side of the western slope, uh, so they're not too far from Grand Junction. But I am sure if you wanted to go out to Colorado, they would find a way to accommodate you, and they would show you around because every time we go out there, we're doing something different. We've been to Black Canyon, we've been to Telluride, we've been to all these different places. So it's
that's awesome. I am
yeah.
jealous. I want to go to all different places there. I just
Oh,
want to spend like 2 weeks there and just go like hiking and skiing and yeah.
okay. Well, there you go. That's not impossible to do. You'll be able to achieve that goal. So, um, you've done an outstanding job. It's been good to get to know you, Julie, and I'm excited to see what else is going to be going on with your career. So I hope you will be open to maybe visiting again sometime, and we'll just check in with you and see how things are going and where you're at, if that's okay.
That sounds amazing. Thank you so
All
much for
right.
having me. Appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to have you go ahead and hold on here while I close out the program. And again, we really appreciate having Julie Braun on here tonight, current Evangel Valor softball player and a student that is finding her way and making sure that she's getting that schedule all worked out, her time management, all those different things. And you've done an outstanding job, Julie. So appreciate having you on here.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. All right. Well, you have seen the interview with Julie Braun. She's an outstanding young lady. We look forward to seeing all the different things that are going to be happening with her in her future. And hopefully, she gets to go visit KDJ and the grandkids out there in Colorado. Hopefully, that dream will come true for her. I'm your host, Kirk DeMars, with One Nation, a Sports Soccer Magazine Extra. Hope you've enjoyed the program, and we look forward to seeing you next week. God bless you.